There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We touch it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Qualified people who waiting to sell. Blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The brothers giving us here the promise of death. The welcome and life without fear.
I live
Master.
Play Paris, so I make you. I can't Sktv menu. Say my journey, Tina can I say my jamo. And yes, I know money. The more I get you. And you love me. The more I get you.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grand bazaar.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I don't get it now ya to money. That's the thing, and I don't get it now. Cause you work on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grand bazaar.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talk it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Qualified people who waiting to sell. The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving a real and the promise my best. The world with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside, River G to Chide, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Cape Mount, Montserrat, San to Backwalu, from Maryland, Bonk to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.
In the Sktv, it is the best in Liberia. Sktv, we are the best. And Sktv always giving all of the informations, always informing you, and we also entertain you and also educate you. You know, that's why we come on every weekday from Monday straight to Saturday, and it's good to be back. Yes, again, it's good to be back on the network. As a matter of fact, today is Saturday, the 25th of October, the 10th month, and the year remains the same, 2025. So again, we are grateful. You know, if you don't have anything to be grateful about, tell God thank you for the life in you. You know, because if you visit or you go to review hospitals or review clinics, health centers or health facilities, you know, all the places, even some people even sitting home, very homes, you know, because of lack of money, you know, and you see yourself hefty, very strong, you know, yeah, you know, energetic. Sometimes you just take for another stress you put in yourself. If you see how depression, stress, killing people, making people's life to look terrible, making people to feel that in fact they are not part of this world, you just drink a little water, eat your little dry rice, and be happy. Because riches come with another stress. Maybe I can work freely, right? Like for example, maybe I can work freely and move about freely. I can visit my little many I know around here, you know, all my little big boys and then myself, we can team up. We share phone, we joke. In fact, I even listen to them, they listen to me. We all laugh. But if my life move up to another stage, you know, and the stage of fame and money, then it now become difficult to even interact with people down the line. It's not easy. Sometimes we blame so many people for no reason. But it's not easy because when the life move to another stage, there are so many things that happen, right? That's what we are getting. Share the show, people. You know, we just pass through with what we're doing the sharing of the show. But when you move on to another level of your life, then there are some changes. The only disappointing thing with some of with the way we behave, some of us, is that nothing should make you to forget about people who are you doing it. If I down the line there, you're used to struggle, take back together, eat together, sleep together, and sometimes wear the same clothes, all of these things, even no matter how far life take you, don't forget about these people. These are mistakes we make. Even people who sacrifice their lives just to make you happy some days. There are a lot of us today, people make us, or we give back terrible memories, terrible time. We don't pay nothing good in their lives, even when they are no more. But their children, we don't care about their children. So what kind of human are we on this earth that people will take upon themselves and say, let me be a help to this person, go to school, educate you. And maybe the person nothing doing anymore, the person struggling to even survive. You see them, but because you say the party mandate, oh, that person ain't part, oh, you're not part of my party. Oh, you're not part of my party. Jesus. But again, that's a society. Let's share the show, people. It's not easy today, Saturday. We will talk all of the hardcore politics on today. Mark will soon be here with us. Steve will be here. If possible, Mr. Cannon will also join us. So all of the politics that you think about today, we'll discuss all here today. Even the men who they want. I'm just getting news back to back that they will send a man either coming Friday, the 31st, or in fact, the man even refusing. They have one confirmed reports that the man even refusing to come to Liberia, according to those news that are coming out. The man saying that, in fact, by the way, Mark, Steve, and Mr. Cannon, who understand and who understand all of these things, they will inform us. They will let us know exactly what's happening with it. I don't know, Garcia or what kind of shit. We will talk more about that. But let's try to show people. Today is Saturday, like I said. Let me speak to most of our people here. Yes, Brother Robert, Fasulu Jacqueline, good evening to you. Bizena Monk also, yes, share, like, and comment. Thank you, Bizena Monk. And Mohammed Kamara, thank you for always joining us from Thailand. James David, as usual, always with us here from New Jersey. Thank you so much, James David. There are a lot of people that want better like you. But the few wicked ones, they don't want you better like you. Let me tell you. Those few wicked ones, those ones who feel that Liberia should remain like this forever, ever, ever for the rest of our lives. They are the ones that are milking the society. Yeah, they're the ones that are doing all kinds of things in our life. They are the ones that are making our life. In fact, they're squeezing us. Like when you go take bath, right? When you go into the bathroom, after some of us who can take bath in bucket, can you imagine in this age and time? We are still taking bath in bucket. In fact, what kind of lifestyle is this? Yeah, man. We are taking bath in bucket. Let me tell some of you today, in this age and time, and I say, the 20, maybe the 17th century or the 18th, but in the 21st century, we are still taking bath in bucket. So when you go and take bath in a little bucket, the towel, right? You can squeeze the towel. Now, how do politicians, what are they doing to us? They're squeezing everything out of us. So again, when you hear them talking like that in the horse, you'll be thinking that, yeah, that bill can get better. By the way, let's share the show. So it's good to give back. Mark, check your system, Mark. I sent you the link already. It's good to give back. When people even give you 1 cent in their life, or in fact to make impact in your life, even if that person is no more, go back to their children and tell them that, oh yes, when your father was alive, this is what he did for me, or your mother. So I'm not paying, but I want to be a help to you people. How many of us don't need these things? How many of us? We can't even speak to the people. The first thing. Monk is here already. Monk, good evening, my brother. I know it's either afternoon or maybe morning time to your end, but again, good evening from our end here in Liberia.
What's up, Mabel? Share the show, folks.
Mm-hmm.
Another day, Saturday, weekend. After today, I will be gone for a while, though. Yeah, I will be out of here.
Yeah, and we'll
At
miss
least
you a lot.
I carry the whole week. I gotta do my thing. While you carry on the show. That's
no problem, my dear brother.
Yeah, we need.
So so I was starting with this issue of, should I say, ingratitude. Sometimes more, like for example, you will give to me, and maybe after some time, life by itself is not easy. The one that is up today may be done, tomorrow. And more when you go little down, thank God that the social chairman is here. And after some time more, the same people that you help, that one way or the other that you sacrifice for monk, they even turn around and even give you nothing in return, even no appreciation. So I don't know what say you, and maybe them and then still will chip in on that. But I think that's the kind of a trend that we are seeing here in Liberia. And so I just thought about how to start the show, maybe with this discussion.
Well, I don't know about you, but I got a different philosophy when it comes to giving and being generous. The thing is, you expect for people to return or to give you something back in return, but that's not the main essence of giving. You want to give because you are a humanitarian and you want to give without expectation, even though we feed off of each other. You give me, I give you. But some people don't see it that way. So you got to be very strategic in your giving, and you want to give with the expectation of not receiving. There will be people who will come and give you something back, whether you, your children, or someone that is directly or indirectly connected with you. But don't expect that every time that you give somebody something, you want something in return. Then you end up losing the whole essence of giving. The essence of giving because you want to give as a present because it's part of you. So if your giving will be based on how people will respond or what people will give back, then I will tell you don't get engaged in giving because you'll be disappointed, because there are tons of people out there that you will give to and they will give you back the work. So don't be sympathetic in giving. You want to be strategic in giving, because at a certain point in time, when you give and people come up with the whole idea of expectation, at a certain point, your giving can become like a double-edged sword that will come back to impact you, because at a certain point, people will not start appreciating. They will start seeing it as an entitlement. And the day you stop giving, you become the bad person. So I tell people out there, I don't give because I want something in return. I give it because I believe giving is a principle, and maybe God lay on my heart to bless you. I'm not doing it because I want something back from you in return. So that's it. That's how I see giving.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mark. And it's also in the Bible that, yes, in everything, the best thing to do is for you to do charity, for you to give, then give. Well, Chairman Steve, what's up? What say you with the issue of giving, and sometimes your own giving, or let's see, just stated, sometimes people, in fact, they even see like they are entitled. There are some statements sometimes you hear that are not forced you. Nobody forced you to do it. Sometimes people get the kind of more, I don't know, insults or thoughts just from giving. But what say you, Steve?
Yeah, folks, let's share the show. Good afternoon, good evening to everyone. It's good to be back. Yesterday, as I told you guys, I'm a man of my word. I don't fool around. I don't go behind the hall to talk. I don't gossip. As I told you guys, that once the ANC come on with a convention, I'm not going to be part of it. That's the reason I didn't come on. And I want to be clear that the record reflects it. I don't play games. I'm not part of that. You don't play me. You don't fool around with me and think you get away with it. No. I don't do all that for game. Let go, forget. I don't play that nonsense. No, I don't. I believe in punishment and reward. You behave a certain way, I work with you. You behave a certain way, I stay away. That's what I believe in. So I don't fool around. The kind of man I am. I'm straightforward. I don't mess around. I'm not here fully thing. So that's why I was not on yesterday. For those of you who reach out, who wanted to know, I told some of you that I would come on at some point, but I was not going to come on yesterday. Yep, that is the exact reason I told you, and I kept my word. I'm a man who can try to my best to keep my word. When I tell you I'm not in there, I'm not in it. When I tell you I'm in it, I'm in it. So I was ready yesterday. I didn't go nowhere. But because the ANC people were on, and I promised that for the convention, I will not be here. Because we reached out to them, and they started fooling around and making it look like somebody chasing them or something. And I don't got no time for that foolishness. I don't play like that. I'm not part of that. I'm not part of that push over or don't push me around. I don't play that for your own good. If I reach out to you and you fool around, guess what? I will make sure all fool around. So that's the reason. And that's part of the reasons I don't even to the convention today because I was invited there. And I said I will not go there. Yep. I'm a principle-minded guy. That fooling away again in Liberia, when you start taking stands and you start having principles, things that you can stand on, then maybe we ought to be serious. Maybe I will come to your question, but I wanted to make sure I address that part. I want to say kudos to the country who did me well. The country who Gulf West received me and helped me become a better person today in the principles and the stands I take in my life, Gulf West. My parents or family members, second. Some of the values that I carry with me, some of the stands that I take. The Ivory Coast, they're going today to elections. I wish them the best. I pray that their country, they already love their country. I hope and pray that they will continue in that spirit of unity. They are very united. They love their country. I'm proud to identify with the Ivory Coast. Very proud. Let me say it again. I am proud to identify with the Ivory Coast. Very proud, even though they don't speak English. But it's far millions and billions times better than Liberia. Let me say it again. The Ivory Coast is far millions and billions times better than Liberia. If I had the opportunity to choose which country I want to come from, I want to choose the Ivory Coast over Liberia. If I could choose, because we got a bunch of useless things going on in that country. We're not a serious group of people. We are not. Most of us are very, very unserious. We are corrupt. We got no ball. We stand for nothing. And we allow people who even supposed to use us and play us. So like I said, Ivory Coast is my second country. I'm proud of them for the accomplishment. People who were born in 1960, go check their country. They are far better than that crap we got going on in our country. We just got beat off. We got nothing to show for. Our capital city is dirty. We got a bunch of rogues, thieves, corrupt, evil people in power, starting from Joseph Boakai to the Senate, to the House of Representatives. So corrupt people we got there. And I stand by what I say because the evidences are clear. Every day that's on corruption. So I wish the Ivory Coast the best, and I hope they will continue in this spirit of unity. The people love their country. Most recently, I was watching the Ivory Coast national team playing. Look, when you see those kids playing, when you see those boys playing football, when you see those boys, they just won an African Cup of Nations. When you see those young boys playing football, you will stand, you say, yes. That one next door neighbor, the record what they're next to us. The people who can speak English is because the people invested in the young talents. They got the academy over there. They got the ASEC Mimosa Academy. I think they got the Africa Sport Academy. They got where they invest. The Yaya Toure, the Kolo Toure, all these guys that you heard and me playing in Europe and so forth, they came right from the academy there. Because you know what? The people invested in them. They invested in the people. You got a bunch of losers there saying that order when you're talking to get there. They take it personal and say you insulted them. I don't care if you say I insult you or not. I don't care. I'm using words. And these words I'm using, and not Liberia people made it. Go read the definition of it. You guys are behaving uselessly. But today we'll discuss your the show will be.
You brought Africa in the news, and I just want to tell you what's happening from the New York Times is reporting that there's a widespread violence happening in Africa because something has bring Africa that might like to push them into a political upheaval. Yes. There are two major opposition candidates, and people are pointing finger to the ruling government of manipulating the constitution because the constitution provides for only 2 terms, but he's running for his 4th term. He's been in power for 50 years. And the 2 major challengers happen to be Tijani Tian, former Credit Suisse and Prudential executive. He's a banker, a renowned world banker. and Laurent Gbagbo, who returned to the country after he was exonerated by the International Criminal Court. They are the two major challengers. But because he manipulated the constitution to keep him in power, and he used the Elections Commission, the Constitutional Council, to declare his major challenger as ineligible because he holds a French passport. So people are saying, since when you got to know that this guy holds a French passport? And for Laurent Gbagbo, they came up with some cook-up charges to convict him just last week to bring us some criminal charge that disqualify him. So technically, Alassane Ouattara is trying to win this election without an opposition on a white ballot by using illegal means, and they are already widespread protest, and we know the history of Africa. So if the worst happened, this election might not end up well in Africa, and we are only concerned because we are a neighboring country and we share common border, because of how this thing can spill over. We know what happened in Africa on Gbagbo, and just quite recently, I would say less than 10 years from now. So I don't know. And one of the things the New York Times cited was the fact that we understand that Africa has made a lot of strides in terms of political stability and an economic boom. Now they are the second country in the whole of West Africa with the highest per capita income next to Cape Verde. It means that people make more money in Africa than any other West African country as number 2. So he's been doing good in terms of keeping the country stable and economically. But the question is, why will you want to destroy something that you have built by disqualifying your major opponent? I mean, just few weeks or a month to the election, by manipulating the results so that you can end up on top. So we just pray for the best, and we hope that cooler health can prevail in Africa. But the worst is already happening as we speak.
Most definitely so, because in other news, I will get to Melbourne question. Because in other news, most definitely so. I agree with you 100%. In fact, Laurent Gbagbo shouldn't, let me say Laurent Gbagbo, Alassane Ouattara shouldn't have ran. He shouldn't have ran. But on the other side, too, we need to tussle and tussle. I don't agree for him to run. I don't support anybody who disrespect the Constitution. I don't care who you are. To be very frank with you. Any other thing you do, I don't have a problem with. But once you cross the Constitution, I got a problem with it. Because for me, I play the disrespect and start. Because you start disrespecting the people, you start disrespecting the Constitution, then that means we have a problem on here. In America, here we hear Donald Trump taunting and supporters are taunting the idea of him running 2028 when he should not be running. It's unconstitutional. His terms are over. He done 2 terms. That's it. You go sit down. He doing the same thing here. So let me tussle and tussle. I'm against it. Let me say it. I'm on the record. I'm against anybody that tries to undermine the Constitution. Anybody, whether you man or you woman, it's not a good thing to do. It's wrong. It's not a good thing to do. So with Ouattara, I agree with 100%. And yes, I also agree with the point that you're making. That if anything should boil over in the Ivory Coast, God forbid, which I know for fact, based on the history, that I'm not saying they are not going to have some misunderstanding. But it will not get to the point wherein they will have that serious problem or that crisis, like why we're looting our Leopold and looting Camo in 1990 and selling even dishes and spoon to Nigerian people. It will not happen like that because people love the country and they're patriotic. But it is wrong.
You can follow up. I just want to clarify too.
If it's close over, we'll have a problem in Liberia, will be affected directly and indirectly. That's all I want to say. Go ahead, Monk.
For me, I don't want to compare the situation because in America, we know how the system is built here. Everything is constitutional. Nobody violates the Constitution here and get away. Matter of fact, the president don't even have that much power in this country. In America, it's a 2 consecutive terms. That would be the Supreme Court interpretation because Franklin D. Roosevelt served for 12 years, almost like 2 terms are one and another term. So in America, there are potential. It's not a law, it's just a tradition. So the situation in Africa is a president in power that want to change the constitution. In America, the Supreme Court will have to come in and interpret that clause. So they are not the same. So if Trump saying he wants to run because it's not 2 consecutive terms, the same way with birthright citizenship, the Supreme Court would be the one to come and tell you, say, this is how it works. Because a president ran for more than 2 consecutive terms before it's on the record. So when the Supreme Court interpret it, that's it. So I don't want to compare.
No, that the same thing. That he ran for the second time and they whipped him. Did that story? Let's not let me.
Hey, me now I became president. So you
no. We'll find time to go to the American Constitution.
Hey, then leave it with the constitution people. Like what I'm saying.
What you're saying. You want to make excuses for Donald Trump behavior.
It's not an excuse, dude. That's law.
Bring other people accountable, which is wrong. That's double standard.
That's not double standard. We are talking about president not changing constitution in America. That's why I say it's apple to oranges. In the case of Ouattara, he honored man and he pushed people to change the constitution. That can never happen here. So they are not the same. They are not even remotely close to be the same. President don't even have that power here. That's the difference. How do you compare the two? With a certain president changing the constitution, you can do it in Africa. You can't do it yet. How that work here?
So let me just add up to how Steve or Steve, I heard you talking about, oh, they will not do this, they will not burn, they will not do. My brother, violence is violence. The only thing we can do or we can pray is so that violence can happen there. But in violence, sometimes there are some people that will even want to even destroy things. And I think from I don't know Ouattara or what kind of tell, I think if Kiev is not taking him, let them take Africa Coast into a serious crisis. And let me frank, whether we like it or not, because even for him to even change the constitution of Manchester State, my brother, that alone is a recipe for chaos. So
it is. I agree.
Thank you. It's a recipe for chaos. Even brother, as we speak, even in Cameroon, there is tension in Cameroon. So
yes.
I don't know why some of the African leaders, what they really want. What they really want. And thank God for Liberia. For me, we can respectfully disagree, but for me, I think we cannot even press Liberia a little bit, even though we are not developed 100%. But when it comes to our democracy, for what happened a few times, I'm grateful. And I think we should also continue with this path before another thing happen in the future. Because my violence, whether it's old, it's new, violence can happen at any time. So Ouattara, he's the one that I mean, let the plunk Africa into chaos if care is not taken. So
can I come in? Or Steve, can I come in what Mabon just said?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
It happened in Liberia. It happened under Samuel Doe. That's why they came out with that 10-year residency clause, because Doe felt that when you chase the opposition out of the country as a military junta, it will take them a while for them to return to the country. And even when they come back, they won't meet that 10 years residency clause. There's what we call dictatorship, wherein a certain president can change the constitution to favor him. That's what I'm saying. No other country can be compared to the U.S. because in the U.S., the president cannot even dream about that kind of a stupidity because he does not even have the power to even think about it. Let's talk about doing it while he's in power. That's the difference. Because it was attempted before in Liberia, he did it before. Yeah, the president go by what is interpreted by the Constitution. In Africa, they can change the rating laws of the land by using that power. That's why make it totally different. But go ahead.
Well, I disagree with you on Trump not doing it. Trump does not respect the rule of law. Trump is not a respecter of the rule of law. And we have seen it in how he deals with things. He has proven to be corrupt. He has proven to be shady deals. He has proven to be inconsistent and a liar like Joseph Boakai and the rest of the liars around. So that's a fact. That's not something you can debate. So you can pass.
Okay, let me ask you. I want you to give.
No, and you spoke. I listen. No, you spoke. I listen now. You spoke. I listen. Let me do my own.
Okay.
Because when Mr. Kind of walk on the show, yeah, when it comes to you and your Trump bidding by, then you want.
No, it's not that. I get the fairness. I want you to prove your point. Me and argue beyond all reasonable, but I want you to prove me wrong. I want you to give.
Trump lied about the elections. The election were rigged. Trump lied that he never called the governor of Atlanta, Georgia, to ask him to provide a certain amount of number. Trump lied about it. Isn't those things true? Trump lied that you are going to have Mexico to pay for the wars, the border wars. When he became president, who did he have to pay for? The American people. We never pay for it with the taxpayers. I mean, come on, man. Let's be serious. Let's get serious about something, bro. We can joke around. But some things are very, very serious. We cannot be ignoring what people like Trump are doing or whatever it is. Some people are not waking up. They're talking about him run for 2028. Trump is behind it. Steve Bannon. Steve Bannon in a few days. What did Steve Bannon say? There is a plan for Trump to run 2028 to remain power. Steve Bannon, they say, you know Steve Bannon's closeness to Trump? I'm like, come on, man. Let's be serious. I don't want to.
But that's what I'm saying. The Constitution is going to interpret that. That is similar with breath residency. Everything is done to the Supreme Court by the law. The president is not the one that changed laws on the books. So if the Trump people believe that the Constitution said 2 consecutive terms, then they got a threatening and a legal argument to make. It's not wherein the president can change the law. That's what I'm telling you. So
Didn't Trump lie that Obama was not born in America? Has he apologized to the American people or Obama for lying on you?
Why you didn't accuse the Hillary Clinton?
That's not where the brother citizenship thing started from when he lied. Man, let's be honest, man. A lie is a lie. Mr. Cannon, welcome to the show. What's going on with you?
Yeah, I'm doing great. I'm enjoying you guys, man. I'm enjoying the conversation. I'm under the weather, man. I like the fact that the so-called social community people that are fighting among themselves, and I'm loving it.
The one thing I love about you can play silver painting.
So let me say this. First of all, the whole law thing, that's the law, that's the constitution, that it is and that. If you're all going to go by that, nobody is violating anything or nobody is doing anything bad. First of all, Alpha Condé, for example, or Guinea, the one that was taken out of power by Mamadi Doumbouya. Alpha Condé extended his term by teaching the country, but he didn't do it on his own. He went ahead and instituted a process to allow the citizens to vote to amend the constitution to enable him to go for a third term. Alassane Ouattara, similarly, the people went to vote. The people went to the pool to vote to amend the constitution, whether second term, third term, fifth term, whatever term. They're all doing it with the so-called acquiescence of the people. People are, voting for it. Well, I can tell you, it is integrity. It is honesty. It is love for country, respect for the rule of law that can stop good people from doing what Donald Trump, Ouattara, Alpha Condé, and other dictators do. The thing is, Obama was very popular. If Obama wanted to run for a second term or amend the constitution somehow to have a third term, Obama would have done it. Obama was very clear. Obama said, in fact, right now I want to run for something. I want to be remain president. I can remain president, but that's not what our law says. That's not what our constitution demands. Obama was a law-abiding. You can like him or hate him. Obama was a constitutional lawyer. He respects the law. Donald Trump and all other people who cannot sugarcoat it, that even dream of switching the status quo for the sole purpose of remaining in power. It's wrong today. It's wrong tomorrow. It's wrong every day. I had a conversation with some of my friends, some Madingo friends from the Ivory Coast. Steve, you are aware of that. We had a conversation. I was very clear. I was very emphatic. I told them that it's wrong. In fact, the ones there in Guinea that can say, oh, Fulani people can't be president. Fulani people can't do this. The people get there. I told them say it's wrong. It's wrong. They're not your bank at the country. They're not your bank at the country. The country belongs to everybody. Everybody should have a shot. Everybody should have the right to exercise their constitutional franchise. Their right, their fundamental right. So for somebody to change things, hiding behind the law, constitutional amendment, and this and that, is all just wrong. Just if you go by the Supreme Court of the United States, looking at what the Supreme Court is, the current Supreme Court, the maker of the Supreme Court is all conservative. They majority, they decide. In fact, they say everything Donald Trump did or will do as president, he should be immune. Nothing should happen to him. He should be covered. He should be protected by his office. So before the United States Supreme Court used to be respected, there used to be something that people really hold to high esteem, but it's no longer that way. All the laws now It's just useless. Anybody Donald Trump can do anything and go free. What Donald Trump did, what Donald Trump was convicted of, if any other citizen will have been in that position, will have been in jail right now. 34 count of felony. One felony in the country here, your whole life is screwed up. You can't get a good job. You can't get good employment. You can't get government contract. You can't go anywhere. You can't go anywhere to work in any good environment. Well, Donald Trump is the president, a felon, a convicted felon of 34 counts. So that whole United States Supreme Court, the law, the days, Donald Trump have defied every norms.
Yeah.
Everything. And nothing gonna happen to him because why? He has his people in power. That's why. The appointment of the Supreme Court was very, very, very important. So right now the Republicans, they control the executive, they control the legislature, they also control the Supreme Court. So you can, Donald Trump, everything that I know be doing in America here, Donald Trump is witch hunting his own political rivals. Everybody that stood against him, that said something about him, they witch hunting everybody, lying on people, investigating everybody, using the FBI, weaponizing the FBI and other agencies of government to go against his political opponents. So if we want to be serious here, to be honest, let's focus on our small Liberia and see how we can fix it. But when it comes to the United States, Donald Trump is the one that is actually about to destroy the fabrics. The tenets of democracy is under attack by Donald Trump. He can quote it, he can sugarcoat it if you want to, but that's just a fact.
Thank you, Mr. Kane. Mark, I don't know if you have anything to say. We'll move on to the Liberian conversation, the politics in Liberia.
Because everything he just said, nothing but total fake news. That Donald Trump is going to have a political opponent. Donald Trump was the one that they brought investigation against, 2 fake investigations. Russia collision, Ukraine collision, they raided his home. They went after everybody in Donald Trump's saga, from Peter Navarro to Steve Bannon to Liam to, I can name the whole list. The people who weaponize the justice system against the president, they are the ones saying he's coming after a political opponent. Can you imagine the number of crimes that people like Hillary Clinton committed after she was convicted from the Hurricane Crossfire investigation? And Trump sat in the White House for 4 years without going after a single political opponent. But yet the people that commit crime, like the Latalia James, the one from Georgia, they call Fannie Willis. Can you imagine, Melbourne, in this country, a felon can't even vote, a man who ran for president at the age of 70 that have been in business for more than 50 years. The local or campaign finance law intended into felon. They move what they thought people were stupid enough to say, oh, Trump got telling felony, so we won't vote for him. But there's now a third world country. People here know reality. They get look at it and get laugh because they knew these things were made up. Nobody commit telling felony. We went at the state of New York, because you see Democrat control New York, you went and created all kind of crime, thinking that people were going to buy into Silicon Valley, Hurricane P. That's why she got flogged massively, because people were so pissed about what was happening. Everything they accused Trump of, that's why they can do in reality. Now Donald Trump coming after them by and say, oh, a political retribution. But what you did to him in the past 4 years, it have never happened to any president.
Mark, I'm sorry, my brother, I love you so much. Yeah. You know how to tread the Republican talking point so good. Even better than Trump. Listen now. These are Republican talking points, and you know it. So let me say this.
They are Republican talking points. All the crimes that you brought against Trump in New York, they were all made up. We went to a record and turned it to felony. That's why nobody bought into it. Because
okay. Do you agree that Trump was convicted by citizens, common citizens? Oh, they were not Republican. They were not Democrat. They were common citizens that were picked randomly. That had nothing to do with politics. Do you know that?
That's a lie. You go into a place like Manhattan or Democratic place.
They didn't go to Manhattan, my man. Those are Republican talking points. Stop that.
No, you don't want to be talking point. I'm giving the reality.
Okay.
Trump now committed a single criminal offense. That's why all the cases die on natural death. Because
okay, let's go.
Charges.
Steve, let me progress.
Yeah, that's the problem, man. I don't want American politics, African politics.
Because the thing is, Steve, more, let me say this to you. I told you this. Somebody, one of our big supporters, stop watching us because the person said, I'm just sick when I listen to Mo say all the good things when it comes to Labrador, but when it comes to Donald Trump, then Mo is a different person. The person say, I don't want to watch you no more.
That's their business. I will not stay here for a lot on this media platform because somebody believe that they are the liberal that been brainwashed. If Trump is wrong on anything, I will be the first to say it. But until then, the whole weaponization and flipping the table.
So more quickly before we move on. So they never found any classified document of Trump place in Mar-a-Lago. They made it up.
What?
They never found classified document of Trump's house in Mar-a-Lago. They made it up.
No, Trump said that he declassified and he's the only president.
No, you're not understanding the thing right now. You're not finding classified.
Are you asking me a question? I'm telling you. They consider it classified, and he said I declassified them because he's the only president.
But how can he declassify? How can he declassify them when we're not declassified?
Because he's the only president. No, you see, you keep confusing yourself. How you can come
okay, but then Biden could have said the same thing. Biden could have said the same thing.
The difference was he was not president. He was vice president at the time. For Donald Trump, only one president in the whole of America got the power to declassify any document at any time. Only Trump.
So Obama declassified them. Obama declassified them before Biden took it to the house.
Nobody charged Obama for declassifying information or clarifying.
But how about that now? Obama declassified those documents before Joe Biden took it to the house. Joe Biden was not president, so he went to the Oval Office.
Then why Joe Biden? That's why you keep confusing yourself.
You're not confusing me.
Why
are you confusing yourself?
Why you carry on the investigation say Joe Biden committed a crime, but because he had cognitive issues, that's why he never charged him with a crime.
Yeah, but why does it Donald Trump committed a crime and you said I'm crime to Trump it up against him?
I'm talking about maybe we're talking about apple to orange here. I said Trump that president, Joe Biden that vice president, he does not have the power to declassify only Trump.
So then I'm saying to you, then I mean Joe Biden still declassified document carried to your house. Can I put it that way?
But that's why his own man said.
Okay, so then Trump why the king and
he had it in your Corvette, he committed a crime. The only excuse he
gave was
Joe Biden.
Okay, let me agree.
So he couldn't.
Let me agree with you. Let me agree with you that Joe Biden committed crime. But when it came to Trump, when he committed crime, you say he never committed crime. It was election law that he changed, right?
What you call election law? What are you talking about? Why I say he changed? I said Trump is the only man in the whole federal government that can declassify any document at his time and at his will. Nobody has that.
And I say now, I agree as a president you can do that. But what I'm saying to you, when Trump got convicted, even on a sexual scandal.
Trump got convicted.
But Trump never got convicted in New York.
No, he got accused. He was never convicted. Don't confuse the two, dude.
Trump had 34 counts, criminal counts. Trump had.
That was a felony from New York for business dealing and not because of classified document.
But I said criminal. I'm talking about how long. I said that criminality. Trump is a criminal, is a felon. What are you talking?
So then that means if you say accused, because
no, I'm not accused.
Well, you're using the word convicted.
No. You and Monk are confusing yourselves. We talk about a classified document. Monk said Trump was accused. Trump said he declassified. Monk go by Trump word. I said Trump is a liar. I don't go by word. Then I switched to New York. I said Trump was convicted in New York on 34 counts. He's a convicted criminal. A lie.
And we say accused.
Wait. Look.
Monk is saying that don't say
anyway, you don't know what you're talking.
Accused.
No, you don't know what you're talking. In New York, he was not accused. He was convicted. He was tried and convicted in New York. So that was not an accusation. That's what I wanted to clarify. But let's move on because we're coming back to the same Trump situation with the same story. In Liberia, folks, the United Party is back at stealing and corruption. This time around, they go back to the playbook. They went back to the playbook. Melbourne, I beg you, I want for Mount to react to this video. In just a few minutes, I sent it to you from Yombly Kanga Lawrence. I want you people to listen to it. You see the executive mansion? They have been stealing from the executive. They can use the executive mansion. George Weah did it. United Party did it. United Party back to do it again. You listen to Yombly Kanga Lawrence. I don't know if you have that video, Melbourne. Do you have it? Let me send it to you really quick. I sent it to you last night about this construction or building of the executive mansion. Let me send it to you quick, Melbourne. I beg you. I just want you to play a few seconds. I send it to you right now. I just want you to play so that Labropo can hear full react because we got a bigger story. The Alberto story. we're coming back to it. We just warming up on the touch. We're coming to Alberto's story. We want to talk about the foreseeable problems that we just got ourselves in with the whole Joseph Boakai. So Joseph Boakai finally rescued the Liberian people. We talked about it here before. And we say the rescue that Joseph Boakai brought was to find men for the Liberian women. Liberian women, Joseph Boakai bring men for you. Joseph Boakai not bring men for you. But we tell you, what kind of men they bring for you? You ain't see nothing yet in our country. You ain't see nothing yet. We warn you about Unity Party. You ain't see nothing yet. We warn you. It's just starting. We warn you. Maybe you got a video so you can hear it from Young Kanga Lawrence. She himself to say she been there for since 2013. She been a senator. Nothing she can show for. Nothing. When you talk here, they say, they want that one. You know how long? Since 2013. Since 2013, 12 years. You know what 12 years is? You've been senator. We can see what you now do for your own people to benefit them. Okay, we there. Nobody got that video, please? It come from rescue.
Yes, I have a video already trying to put it into the system so that they do it. They talking.
The rescue mother spoke. They come from your own rescue mother more. That come from nobody more.
Oh yeah, she's
rescue mother.
2013.
Yeah, rescue mother put your situation you can handle. I want from Melbourne to play that video so you can hear it first. That rescue mother, the senator who stole Finabono knee. Because Finabono, I used to hear it called rescue mother. So Senator Young Kanga Lawrence stole Finabono knee. I say she stole Finabono tattoo to call herself rescue mother. That was stealing. And actually, you criticize somebody stealing something from them. I was out of level, but we'll get to that.
Renovation of the executive mansion, because I became a senator in 2013. And when I became a senator, before I became a senator, or whatever time we can verify that. I think in the budget there was anything around 10 to 11 million annually for the renovation of the executive mansion. And there were times that we asked for audit. There were times that we asked for physical visit to the executive mansion, and were not given the rights to do that. I went into the mansion when President Boakai became president, and I was disappointed that all that kind of funding are going into the renovation of the mansion. And there's nothing done there. I don't think there are even 2 floors completed. So it's very disappointing. I think there should be an audit into the funds that were given for the renovation of the executive mansion, whatever company was used, the entity that was in charge. And so something can be established for that kind of loss, because I think it was a loss to put so much into the executive mansion, and we're still talking about renovation.
Well, Mo, I don't know how you react to that video. The executive mansion, they want to renovate. What you say? Again, we're back to the Unity Party and the renovation.
Well,
the
executive mansion renovation just be another slush fund for criminals to steal from the government. And she said it right. It's been going on forever, from the days of Madame Salih. Every year, a budget is allocated for that one renovation, and it just never ends because people believe, like I said, it's a slush fund. It's just another way for people to take from the central government and line their pockets. So they will put it in the budget, they will allocate it, they will make all the appropriations. At the end of the day, few people will consume that money, and it will remain on the budget line. Renovation of the mansion, every budget year, you will see it. The same thing now with the RIA construction. How many years? You build that little corridor road from the airport to the, to central, and I even see on River, but I would say, well, maybe on what ERW Junction or whatsoever it is, and that one road keep going on from one administration to another. So that's Liberia for you. Nothing's going to change about that. I see nothing different. It's now a new topic. It's an old thing. Even though the rescue model, technically what she's saying that the Joseph Boakai government is also part of the cartel that will try to extort money from the people by renovating the mansion. So she called me. I don't know what's happening now. And the people that are on the rescue train, they are coming all one by one. Whether it's Dylan sending warning, whether it's the favorite Delphi now is the rescue model. I don't know what they are seeing. Maybe the public sentiment on ground is shifting now. They are coming to reality, coming to grip with reality. Maybe sending the signal to the president and said that you might as well wake up because things are not going the way that they should be, because the only way that's the only interpretation I can put on this. It's just coming from their own camp now. Everybody's trying to be the one saying the truth, to be on the record, because I think they can smell what's happening from the people, and the resentment keep growing day by day. Because it's not coming from the opposition, it's coming from the people with in or on the rescue train. That's the difference. But she's saying the truth. She didn't lie. 2013 to now. Yep.
Can you imagine? Okay, well, Mr. Kana, you want to react to Senator Nnamdi Kanu Lawrence's confession that since 2013...
Sorry, I didn't listen to the whole thing, but based on what I heard towards the end and what Mons just said, anything Liberia that got to do with these renovation, redoing this, redoing that, is all about allocating some money so they can go by and take it. In the CDC renovated that executive mansion. We will all say it was very good. In fact, Sktv, there's a video on Sktv that we follow the whole renovation, how it was looking so beautiful. We run out right here. But like a road construction, they'll allocate 3 million for a road that costs about 1 million. They'll take the 2 million of kickback, and that's what they do. So another government will kind of do the same thing. This is the reason why. This is a government that talk about standard. This is a government that talk about blueprint. Okay? So let the government come up with a standard, with a blueprint, as to how they're going to do it, and it will be done once and for all. Not every other government that will come want to renovate it. At least, when these buildings are renovated, it should take nothing less than 200 to 30 years before you can even come back to say, "Come and renovate it." Let me just conclude. You can't put millions of dollars into one thing this year, 6 years later, another government can do the same thing. What happened to the renovation of the Capitol building? How much was that? How much was spent? Because they willfully destroy that place simply because they want to get money back, and they want to also incriminate other people. So this is just one, Stephen. Go ahead, ask your question.
Let me push you guys further before we get to the other conversation. Why they worry about the executive marshal? I thought the building a $10 million villa in Foya for president and other people that want to come or whatever it is. So the building, why they worry about building, renovating the executive marshal? When they building a $10 million villa that up until today, the new guy who they nominated as the
replace Sylvester Grisby, right?
Chief of Staff does not know anything about it, according to him. 1 minute, the press secretary is saying that it's a governmental project. Another minute, Daniel Sano, who's the deputy information minister, is saying that it is the Mano River Union. My question is, if they're building a presidential villa for 10 million in Lofa County, in Foya, why they worry about executive marshal again? The question to you and Monk. Monk, let me start with you.
There is a difference. There is a difference. Steve, when you pass a budget, right? When you put a line out in the budget, it becomes a law. And politicians, when they're ready to steal, right? When that law is already on the book, they have to remove that particular line item, even when it's not negative, they want to keep it there because they know that something will get money from. In the one in Foya, that one is covered under secrecy. And maybe that one hit wonder, and that one shot. Even if they stole the 10 million, the problem is the chief of staff is saying, I'm not aware, and you get one person saying, oh, the MRU project. Some people say, oh, the government, but we cannot tell the source of the funding. In the case of the mansion renovation, that one is almost like you get a money printing machine that they believe is legal, because anything that goes in the budget, it makes it legal. So they will keep doing it. And one thing I realized, I said, okay, if every administration will come and request money for renovating their one mansion, then it means they can deliberately choose to slow the renovation down and leave it uncompleted. Because if the renovation is completed, you cannot request additional money for it. But because they know it's placed in the budget, they will keep renovating that mansion up to eternity because they know that money is supposed to be guaranteed. Unlike the one in Foya. The one in Foya, that one next thing, they will still on the master level, but I want that in the budget that every year. That's a major difference between the two. Well, let me stop there for now. That's how I'm going to interpret it, bro.
Okay, Mr. Kane, how do you? I
But,
mean,
I like the analogy where you mentioned one night stand.
Yeah, I understand. Give me
Anyway,
that 10 million,
let me
but
not.
10 million, give me that one. Yeah, that's the difference.
Mr. Kane, you say this social assistance director position that you're fighting for, you try to do exhibition without
There's
getting
social
recognition.
people. There's social people that they can go and we can be on an analogy. We're talking about one next step.
Yeah, that's
But
social people
anyway,
going there to relate.
so let me say this. Mo is 100% right. But the irony about what a FOIA presidential, I don't know, they call it presidential villa
Yeah.
that has been built in FOIA, this is a $10 million to $15 million that has been built by a man who, after serving 12 years, told the world that he was living on loan for his upkeeping. What I mean, in a simple term, I'm living on loan for me to be able to eat, to pay for my necessity, to move around, to pay for my medical bill, to do X, Y, and Z for myself. I'm living on loan. 2 years later, less than 2 years later, that man is building $10 million worth in his village that will benefit nobody but him and his people. While you have clinics, referred hospitals with no medication, no ambulance. Imagine that $10 million can do. You have students sitting out on the floor in the hinterland. In many parts of Liberia, the children sitting on the floor. Where really they got to move from one side of the building to the other side to avoid being beaten by rain. That $10 million will have built school, provide two ambulances to all the country, also increase the pay of the nurses, the police officers, the army people, everybody else. But imagine Joseph Parker throwing away $15 to $20 million in a village simply because there's no check. There's no checkpoint for him. That's why they eradicated the idea of check and balances in the legislature. That's why they removed when they call for because they don't want anybody to call them. Same for the will remove Steve up to where we stay right now. There has been no check and balances. Nobody has been called for anything, for questioning, for whatsoever. Because why? Whatever has been stored by Joseph Boakai and the government, they are sharing it with the rescue speaker, the regime speaker, and the same thing going to the people in the House of the Senate. So to call long matter short, Joseph Boakai has no plan for Liberia. Joseph Boakai plan was to come and enrich himself. He's angry because he spent all his life and achieved nothing. At the end of the day, Joey had to pay for his medical bill. So he wants to end rich. He wants to finish his life being rich, so that when he passed through, when he went through, his family will not go through that. So he's enriching his family. Imagine students. There are a lot of women right now. They can afford $5, $10 to pay for the children to go to school. You know about that son, for one believing in the word. You know, spending millions of dollars going around having fun with laboratory money, but yet so-called rescue defenders, the color brigades, nothing. Guys that go around press thinking. No, I gotta finish that statement. Press thinking, you know, for the president, but yet they don't see how laboratory money being used by Joseph Boakai and his children to enrich themselves while laboratory language in poverty. I just want to make that comment, Steve. Sorry.
No, thank you, Mr. Kane. So the surrogates and those supporting the urban deputy minister, let me be clear on the record before we go to the other news. that she lied on her oath.
Oh yeah, that one for sure.
She lied on her oath. Maybe I'm not sure. I sent you the video. I want us to play. She lied on her oath. Y'all can spin her whether she qualify or she overqualify or whatever it is. She lied on her oath. A lie is a lie. And when you lie on an oath, they say that people can say that perjury.
Oh yeah, that's a crime when you lie to Congress.
Crime. So right now, if the Joseph Barack government was serious, she should be. Forget about that misspoke. She can stutter. When she talking to people and going after people, she can stutter. She not somebody who doesn't know how to speak English. She said she know book to get master's degree. That's somebody who illiterate. Still, she went there and lied. So, Mr. Kane, I don't know what you say, but we won't go to the next one. But what say you? So
let us know more on that. I will go second.
Why you want me to go first?
because I definitely talking about I can go right now though. If you don't mind, I can go.
Let me come in with Steve. You know, like Steve said it right, you cannot sugarcoat it. I don't know, right? For a country with a drug crisis, you look at a woman's background, she fit in maybe health and social welfare. She got a degree. That's why I don't buy into the whole thing about degree, because at the end of the day, technical job requires hands-on experience. You will still come with a job. But that particular urban development, that's something that is totally out of a league. Maybe they're just doing it for employment purposes. Maybe where they want to put her is already filled and they got to create a job for her. But technically, that's true. She lied on her oath, and lying on an oath to Congress is a crime, because once you say it on an oath, you mean that everything is applicable. So you cannot sugarcoat it. The fact is, yeah, she came with a degree, but the degree is in a whole different field, a whole different arena. To come to the thing about urban development, no. And matter of fact, they did a background check that is totally contrary to what the college offers. So she lied on an oath. At the end of the day, if you want to explain in layman terms, she lied on an oath. In a serious country, she will get automatic disqualification and maybe behind bars. But that's not going to happen in Liberia, so we can forget our other discussion. It's misplaced. That's how we put it. Their priorities are all misplaced. Because I will not look at one more master's degree that got more than 20 years working in health and human services, and then I say I won't carry her to urban development. Just make no sense. Give her a job. We already get crisis. It's an intimate area right now in Liberia because they are Zogo thing and the drugs pour into the country. So why would you want to embarrass this woman by carrying her somewhere and doing fully weather or scream it somewhere else? I don't get it. But anyway, guys, let me tell you what to say. Maybe you got a different take.
Is it you there?
Yeah, so Amir, can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you now.
Hello?
Yeah, we hear you.
Thank you. Yeah, so first of all, Steve, the lady, she put her foot in her own mouth. She didn't have to do that. I mean, there's no reason for that. First of all, the criteria for being qualified to serve in Joseph Baka government, she already passed that. You must just know how to curse people. You must just know how to disrespect everybody. You must just know how to insult Joseph Baka opponents. Also, you must pass through the staffing agency of Joseph Baka government, which is Spoon Network. She passed all those criteria. She was qualified. Overly qualified, because Joseph Baka himself not qualified to be president. So Joseph Baka becoming president, anybody can serve Joseph Baka government. So she didn't really need to do anything just to embarrass herself. As long as you know how to call, look at Pango. Look at all the other useless people then that they serve in our government. They're not qualified for anything. But in Joseph Baka government, you are qualified if you know how to curse, if you know how to insult good people, if you know the bad most people, then you are qualified. So coming to talk about her degree, qualification, minor in this, major in that, all those were needless. Yep. So for me, I do not expect anything outside of the ordinary. She will be confirmed because the useless senators will confirm her, because they don't go for integrity, they don't go for proud, they don't go for honesty, they don't go for anything law. All they go for is alignment and realignment and being part of the rescue team. In order to be qualified to be part of the rescue team, you must know how to deceive, you must know how to lie, you must know how to defend. Imagine a government where ministers and directors, deputy directors, And now all become what? Talk show hosts, press singers. If you are working, doing the right thing, trust me, your work will have worked for you, will have talked for you. You didn't need to go do anything, no talk show. But because they are not working, they are not doing anything, and to qualify, you got to be able to go through the staffing agency of Joseph Boakai government. Up to now, some people are still there under scrutiny. There are a lot of people right now that work with school network. They go there because they do the internship. That way you go there, they know whether you qualify to actually to insult Google, to just prepare and lie and deceive the Liberian people so that you will qualify the next day. They will appoint you to some other position, regardless of your qualification or experience. So yeah, the lady, she just pour for your mouth because she thinks she can talk too much. And if you think you know everything, it means that you know nothing, absolutely nothing. That's exactly what happened to her, and I don't expect her to be rejected because this government, the people that support this government, they are the most dishonest people that I've ever seen. Dillon is one of them. Dillon is the one that will go, in public, they will not pretend as if to say they're holding her accountable. But at the end of the day, after all that scrutiny, the result will be what? To make sure that if she's qualified, you approve her, confirm her. If she's not qualified, you reject her. But guess what? For all that scrutiny, showmanship, everything that they will do, to confirm her and she will show up. But what do you expect? Nobody doing anything in your government. You don't need to go there and get your own money, but they're not doing anything. The ministry she's going, that ministry in itself is not functional, it's dysfunctional. The man that is there is absent more than any other minister in the country. He doesn't go to work. He invested in where he spent $450,000 to renovate that one building. No way, no thing. So nothing is going on in that country. They don't bag at the people that are looking to loot the country, steal from the Liberian people, and then go and depend on lies and deception to defend themselves.
Thank you, Mr. Kenneth. Well, let's get to the most important conversation for today. We joke with it on the show, but we were one of the very first people on SKTV to break the news when Joseph Boakai came for that summit here. We told you guys the reason for which Joseph Boakai came. Last time when Donald Trump told him that he spoke beautiful English, was for him to accept quote-unquote deportees. But let's get into the conversation because it's interesting how you listen to them and they say they're accepting this deportee on a humanitarian basis. Don't listen to this, oh. That's the talking point. On humanitarian basis. You listen to them, oh. We come and tell you on the show today again. Who is the deportee? What you need to expect and what will happen, because when it happens, we'll come back again and say the same thing. We always warn you before something happens in our country. We always tell you. That's why we try to keep it as fair as possible. We try to make sure we say it in the raw way possible. Some of you can kind of, the way I say it, and I be talking and I know. We try to break it down. So, let me ask Mon first. What do we know about this guy, Alberto? Who is this Alberto guy? Mo, what say you? Let's get to Alberto first because this is a problem. Mo, you there? Let's get to Alberto and lay his profile first. Who is Alberto?
Abrego, or how they call himself, I forget his last name. It's I think Abrego, yeah. I know Garcia or whatsoever. He rap sheet is very long. His rap sheet runs as far as 2011. He got more than 13 federal criminal charges on him, from drugs to money laundering to how they can call it, human smuggling, from Tennessee to Maryland to Virginia to Philadelphia. Like, his case can never end. The reason being, his situation brought a major problem here because he was wrongly deported while the judge filed in the temporary stay order. You know, when you are an immigrant here, I mean, let me say not immigrant, but when you are an illegal immigrant and you're on a deportation list, they give you due process. You must go before a federal judge. They got to convict you of a crime, and then the executive branch can come and deport you. In the case of Abrego Garcia, when you file an injunction, it means they can release him on bail. He was stopping with his brother. That's why he been spending most of his time. The most recent case where he got in problem with the law was when he assaulted his wife, and she went and filed him a restraining order. That's how he got deported. But because the temporary stay order was in place, the judge demanded the Trump administration bring him back, and they went and they brought him back. So every time the politics here is, every time they try to find a designated country, because there are countries who are willing, because they get financial incentive. It's not free. When you're taking in people who from third-party country are salary to deport it, no, this country get paid handsomely. And one of the big players in that business happens to be Ghana and Eswatini. But they rejected the guys because their constitution and their immigration law is not in line with his situation. Abrego Garcia's major problem is he's afraid of going back to El Salvador because he thinks the other gangs might let them be the one to kill him if we get him facing due process. And he believes that he will be tortured if he go back to his own country. So the problem here is which country, looking at your record, will take that risk to accept you. So even the traditional countries that are on the record for accepting deportees, some of them rejected him. But guess what? They were able to look at Liberia and say, okay, Liberia, from the founding document of Liberia was a land that subscribed to international norms. First of all, they were a land that we bought purposely for taking people who are oppressed and running away from prosecution. So Liberia perfectly fit the description of Abrego Garcia, because even Costa Rica said, if we're going to accept the guy, we will accept him as a refugee. But America, then it will contradict American law because he's not a refugee, he's looking for a home to go to. So Costa Rica said, okay, if we cannot accept, because if he's a refugee, then they cannot redeport him to Costa Rica. So they say, okay, if you can accept the little offer we are giving him, then we can hold him. They tried Ghana. Ghana said, no, the particular guy, he owned the story is compound complex. Eswatini said, no. Even Uganda, out of desperation, they tried Uganda. Uganda said no, but somehow our dependable uncle, I don't know why, went home behind the scene. I don't have the Freedom of Information Act, but based on some game plan or whatsoever, whether it's the incentive, whether Liberia will tend to benefit financially, or is somebody going to land their pocket, all of a sudden now our constitution and our founding document perfectly fit the description of Abrego Garcia. So that's how you ended up with Liberia. That's the problem right there. I don't know how it happened. I don't know how to get to that conclusion.
Well, let me give a brief history of Roberto Garcia. Abrego Garcia. His name is Kilmar Albergo Garcia.
Yeah, first name.
He's part of a group called the MS-13.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you in Liberia who don't know the MS-13, they came from El Salvador. They formed that group in 1980. Now listen, we're telling you guys what may possibly happen. You know, when the war was over in Liberia, please listen to this because this is very interesting. When the war was over in Liberia, there were a certain group of young men who at the time probably never had jobs, no skills, they couldn't reintegrate in society easily, so they reverted into crimes in Liberia. What they used to do, if you can remember Liberian people, they used to lift you up in the net with your cell phone, especially when you're passing through relay. Even in the day it used to happen, the crime rate was so high, very high. They would check your phone. I don't know if they still doing it, but the last time I was in Liberia, at least that went down a little bit. The crime level went down, wherein people used to attack you open day. They would check. Women used to have to put their phone in their bra. Someone had to put their phone in their underclothes or whatever it is. So men, you got to cover your phone or whatever it is. That was happening. It was happening almost every side of town. Relay, EAW, the other place. Every day the police were overwhelmed. You remember that time? Let me tell you, Roberto Garcia, the gang group that he part of, what they can do. Those men don't check phone. Those men don't check phone. They don't get time for phone. They are involved with drug trafficking. You listen to him, drug trafficking. And you're crying in Labrador for drug bidding. I want the job Roberto can do. Extortion. Smuggling, trafficking, weapon trafficking. That means they can move human being around. Can you imagine the man sitting in America? What got all the security system? And he was able to do human trafficking, moving humans and drug around in America. That I play when you get policemen $100 go eat kobo, why you eat kobo, you stealing that labra. But let's move forward some of the things they can do. And you think this is a joke. They can move gun around, weapon, no BB weapon that they can sell and they can move them around. Not only that, they can commit murder and assault. And the way they can kill people, they can kill people with cutlass. They use machete. You're because when someone all come out on the show and say a sweep for you today or tomorrow, nobody should come and say we hate Liberia, we are disrespectful, we are rude. We're warning you again. Someone are putting you on the record and we're putting ourselves on the record that this particular move is wrong, it's dangerous, it's very risky for the country. Roberto Garcia not coming to Liberia by himself. Let me tell you today, don't waste your time. This is dangerous. And the only reason why the Joseph Boakai government is doing this, one of the things we are hearing, that for that Millennium Challenge thing, they won't get a Millennium Challenge. Imagine your budget at 800 million. You're fighting for 500 million. You're putting your people at risk. They haven't told you how long Roberto Garcia will be there. If you really want refugee and citizen there for you get people from Ukraine here. Why you can't send for them? Why you can't add the US government so they can deport Ukrainian to Liberia? People who war fighting the country. Why?
The country is making money out of it like crazy. So
yeah.
Why you can't
why you can't speak to get Ukrainian and other people who war fighting the country to accommodate them? Why? Why? This is a dangerous road that we have taken. And you're joking with it, you're silent on it. This is dangerous. This is dangerous. This is bad. This is risky. This particular move will cost us a lot. You don't joke with it. This is dangerous. These guys don't play games. They are dangerous. These guys don't fool around. Joseph Boakai is putting this country at risk. A more than civil war, they think what he got can do. These guys are dangerous. These guys don't fool around. We say no. We on record thing or some on public record saying it. We will take our side on the issue. It has nothing to do with politics. This is bad.
I got something to say on this because Steve just brought something very important about this thing, right? Like I'll say on the show, if the Liberian government want to make money from immigration, trust me, there are money there to be made. The problem is you must also weigh the risk factor. Like Rwanda just got $300 million. A lot of countries, Ghana is the king. They've been doing it for the past 30 years.
Yeah.
From that era where they're making millions of dollars, even at the tradition. Can you imagine? People went to Ghana, they didn't know that on a refugee camp, those traditional chiefs that owned those land, those plot of land, they were paid handsomely. It was a contract almost 30 years. Can you imagine maybe when you get a piece of land and the Ghanaian government to the U.S. immigration come to rent that land? They're paying you based on U.S. valuation. Some of those chiefs, they became millionaires in Ghana because that was the land the Liberian people were using. So the money is there to be made. But the question is, who are you taking? The one thing Steve said that caught my attention, the MS-13 is an international game. It's not just restricted to one country. Whether it's Mexico, whether it's El Salvador, whether it's Honduras, Guatemala, they got an international network. And in Latin America, the gang groups, they are so powerful that they can even challenge the country's military. We saw it with Pablo Escobar with the Medellin cartel. And when they came to America in the early 80s, they started in California. You know the excuse they gave? It was their way of protecting themselves against America gang. Because in America, we got two groups of gang here. The Crip and the Blood. One on the East Coast and one on the West Coast. So they said, since we from Latin America and we got gangsters in America, we got to form our own cartel to be able to protect ourselves in the streets. So they are in every major city in America. So if we're talking about a global cartel, and when they talk about human trafficking, they also get what they can call organ harvesting. You know, organ harvesting, they got people that need heart, that need lungs, that need
organ harvesting mean boyo.
Yeah, to sell
boyo.
it.
Your vice president, they call him boyo.
Yeah. So,
and I friend then they bring in there.
so the thing here is, like I said, you can quote all the constitution about your country being founded on free slave and oppressed people, but just understand the risks that you are taking. I don't know the financial aspect or the incentive or why they try to benefit, but this guy, looking at his record, he's a very troublesome and a very dangerous person. So if you decide to host him, you should just know the risk factor. And Steve said it right. Couldn't have said it any better. That's the reality, because this man, if the great US want him off their soil as quickly as possible, then you should know a country like Liberia will have security lapses. And who knows who can follow him? Why if he's in contact with other people from around the world through his gang?
But you know what? You know what's even interesting, Monk? This guy has gained international attention to the point where all his friends and his gang members are following which country he's going to.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
They keep in trouble.
So let me just chip in a little. You guys have said, let's look at our country. Look at what drugs has done or is doing to our people, our children. We are fighting to get rid of drugs. But yet, our government is fighting to bring drug dealers in our country. You think about that. The government, on one hand, they're telling you they will fight to eradicate drugs. They will fight against those who are bringing drugs in the country. But yet, they are fighting simply because of financial incentives. They want to bring drug dealers, killers, murderers into our country. Isn't this actually solidify the allegation against Joseph Baga's son, that Joseph Baga's son is in drug, that his son is a drug dealer? The allegation that Joseph Baga's son is one of those people there that travel around the world for drug dealing. If you can't do anything else, you should stay away from anything that got to do with drug and drug dealers. Do you guys remember when they said the $100 million worth of drugs that came from South America, from El Salvador?
Yeah, El Salvador.
From El Salvador to Colombia. That the American government was informed by America that the shipment is coming, it has X amount of drugs in it, that worth X amount of money, that Liberian security should watch out for it. Guess what happened? It got to Liberia, they arrested it, but then everything, the rest of one is the history. That case died natural death. People that were arrested with it, they were free. The money that was confiscated, that money was missing. So at the end of the day, the Liberian people, they need to stand up for themselves and for the country. So that Baka and people, they only care about money right now. They want to take as much as they can from whatever way and whatever means, just to get money before they are only one and last term of ever United Party to be served in Liberia, because they know they will not come back again. So what they are doing right now, they're trying to steal it from Liberian people, but still not enough for them now. They're going outside to bring drug dealers, killers, murderers that America can reject. Can you imagine? America with all the security. And then they're not going to go to people in jail in Liberia. I got to understand that. Now that they're taking the man in Liberia to go put him in jail.
So he's going to jail. He will be free. He will be out there.
They're putting the man in Liberia to be free to go around. That may be masquerading in the country, be moving around with ministers, executive mansion people, bringing more drugs in our country to destroy our kids more and more. Simply because they're back government people, they want to make money. Liberian people got to stand up for themselves. I just want to say that. Thank you, guys.
I got something to say. Looking at the Abrego Garcia case, right? Something struck my attention. And I was reading his document from the whole rap sheet, how everything started, and the case that the Liberian government is making to host him. So the thing that caught my attention reading all the documents, I was like, okay, if Joseph Baga want to make the case that Liberia, because we must subscribe to international norm, the country was founded on the idea of oppressed men, that we should accept them. What became of Ibrahim Khalid Sharif from Guinea?
Yeah.
That if he went to Liberia, why you never protected him? But up to now, nobody can ask questions in that country. People cannot even focus on one case at a time. Because it was the very same reason that brother left from Guinea to come to Liberia to seek refuge. Because Liberia by international standard, by our funding document. We're supposed to host any oppressed president running away from prosecution. But that's the case the Praga government is making for this criminal. I cannot make the same case for Ibrahim and Khalid Sharif that came from right next door. Why we never accorded him the same opportunity up to now? His whereabouts remain mysterious. That's the question.
And in fact, to even go further, our constitution talk about black descent.
Oh yeah, the same skin color too.
The same skin color. So the guy who came from Guinea was a black guy.
Yeah.
They take him back over to the Gentile leadership. Today, we can't hear anything about him.
Yeah.
But you protecting, you want to come and protect or bring an MS-13 gang member in Liberia.
Yeah.
You're not a member of how criminal right?
What different hemisphere?
In a community. They don't even want in a community. But I see one justice minister talking funny thing, eh? Talking about the own constitution, he even quoted all the time. He knew how he might become justice minister. He dead looking black and white people to even talk. Y'all be joking around that country. Y'all my fool around that country with these boys. Y'all will understand. Y'all see desperate people, bad people here. Y'all be joking around. Y'all think that everything that joke. Y'all think that everything that joke. These guys are dangerous. Look, to be honest, let me say this. I don't know what brought about this, but we are informed that it is about this, getting this Millennium Challenge to prove a point that you got a good relationship with America, so you got to suck up. It's a wrong move. It's a wrong move. Maybe let's turn it over to you, see if we can get a couple of reactions, and then we'll come back and just a few reactions. I'm not sure.
Yes, wonderful. So you can place in your calls to 0770203125. That's the number to call.
Before we take a first call, let me also imagine if this was CDC government signing the kind of deal.
Oh, it will be.
Then by now, all of the other voices and all of the activists, all of the human rights advocates, and so forth. You're right.
What the other crook from Martin Collier, other crook on serious manner, man? What I see them gravitating towards? What is that activate? When and I see him reading anything, but you not activate again.
No.
They're not activated anymore now. Everybody already takes time.
Martin Collier.
He's not only of different race, he's from a whole different hemisphere in the whole world. He's from the northern hemisphere, but yet the man who Liberia was created for to protect from right next door, the same skin color that we even got tribes from Liberia that reside in Guinea. We couldn't take him on the Mediterranean ground and escaping from persecution. Can you imagine?
Well, that's the country.
And you get the government got activists in exile. They go for the activists in exile. What we say?
Talking to the but today's caller, good evening.
Good evening, member and the rest of the panelists. Thank you so much for the show. The show is interesting. I'm saying, and Sktv, try. You guys are doing well. From the people, these are things that we really expected, and you guys have been doing instead of Steve Jobs overshadowing the shows and with points that are not necessarily relevant to the talking point. But anyway, I think it is a good thing. The government, although I support the government 100%, we will not sit openly and then look at them doing things that have the potential of the potential of harming us. Then we say that you are praising because we brought into power. For the discussion you guys are on about the drugs, we believe we are doing well in the South region now when it comes to fighting drugs. And as Mr. Cannon just said, you cannot be fighting drugs and then you create rules for drugs and sellers to come and live there. Do you know the sophistication that this guy have? Do you know? And as sophisticated as America is, as sophisticated as other countries are, they can still maneuver, smuggle drugs into the country. Then how much so much the American government will give you that you will put your entire citizen at risk?
All right.
It's totally bad. It's frustrating actually.
All right. All right. Thank you, my brother. To David King. David King, good evening.
can go ahead and live on. Live on. We are not prophets of doom. Some of us saw this coming. One, Mr. Walker became president. He went to the country center of drugs in the entire South region, which is Guinea-Bissau, and made the Guinea-Bissau president to be a best friend. When that friendship began, I knew exactly where Liberia was heading to. Today, I mean, Steve just tried a very good point. When the China corporate people came, the head of education said something. Maybe Liberia did not understand what she said, but that lady was clear. She said, this is not about, the Medina Challenge Compact. It is not about America giving money any longer. It is about trade. And that trade is Gonzales Garcia. That's the trade she was talking about. So, Mr. Walker is telling us that he's going to trade Liberia for a hailing criminal, a very notorious criminal who believes in organ selling, who believes in drug trafficking. He will bring that person to Liberia, and that guy will infest our country with hard drugs, and everybody in the country will turn to gangster, and the country will turn to another Haiti. So, Liberian people, it is not about SNTV. It is not about Sekou. It is not about Mo or whoever on the show. But it is about our own security. We cannot preserve our security. Liberia will be heading to another Haiti.
All right. Thank you so much, Uncle Brian Tate. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Devon. And good evening to Steve, Mo, and Sekou. Yeah, thank you so much for giving all the background of this gentleman. But you see, Trump always said to us, he said, for him, he interested in you. So nobody can tell us, even though they say, oh, humanitarian ground, but there's certain things that money change hands.
Oh, yeah.
And just the interesting thing, yesterday, when the Sarah Pass show was on BC, surprisingly, I heard that they say there was an emergency, press conference at the Ministry of Information.
Yes, and they did that yesterday.
Yeah, the Foreign Minister, the Information Minister, and the Minister of Justice, just to come to reveal to us the big criminal in town. And then they are not even, they are saying that the man is free to go anywhere, any part of Liberia. Yeah, I mean, how can you do that? You see? So, it's interesting. I thought there was something major happened yesterday before that emergency press conference. When you can't wait for Tuesday, regular press conference. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Thank you, Uncle Brian Tate. Keep the calls coming to 0770 203-125. That's the number.
They call you for emergency press conference and announce that they bring new criminal for you. Can you imagine? They are useless.
Yeah, but 0770 203-125. That's the number
useless government.
To be part of the SKTV show, please place in your calls quickly so that you too can
Joseph Baga rescue you. Joseph Baga rescue you.
Well, Chairman, I want to even ask you and more, but I think I will do that later on. As to how come America that even have all of the security, everything they think about in the world, want to send people like that to poor country that lack of security?
Because America know that Liberia are dumb side. The people who in leadership, they're desperate, they're useless, they're not ready for serious business. They don't care about you. Let me tell you something, Joseph Boaga and a group don't care about you. Let me say again, they don't, as long as they can make money out of anything in that country, they will do it. Let me say again, those guys came to steal, kill, and destroy. For those of you who are Christian, you know what the Bible says in Matthew 7:7, that Joseph Boaga and mission. They don't care about you. Anything that has to do with uselessness that is a part of. I say it. Y'all continue, y'all see. The men came behind y'all. When
we come here, right, Steve? When we talk about Liberia, we never make progress once the conversation between United Party and CDC, people think we'll be joking, right? The same thing happened in 2023 in United Party. I was just reading an article earlier this morning, right? The first president that tried to impose this same-sex marriage on Africa that the public rejected in America was Obama, right? When they wanted to tie it to accepting same-sex marriages. When it failed, you know what it did? They started lobbying African countries to go using money to encourage other countries to sign it. And the United Party at the time, they accused CDC of taking money to go to the Lusaka Declaration to sign same-sex marriage. It's the same old thing. Anything one can do, the other one can do better. Maybe it might be criminal, but it was the same thing. La United Party accused CDC government of 2023. The article is stated in the All African newspaper that the United Party accused CDC of taking money behind the scene to impose same-sex marriage in Liberia by using the Lusaka Declaration. It's the same old thing, my brother. It's just one after another. Nothing changed.
077020312. Those of you who are calling, sorry that we've been faced with some technical glitches with our network. But again, keep the calls coming so that you too can also have a say right here on the SKTV show, the Saturday edition. I know there are a lot of you that have interest in these things and don't take anything for a joke, like Steve and all the rest of the team. They already stated that yes, indeed, these people, especially when it comes to internet, when it comes to all of these things, these people they are far ahead of you and myself, who are still struggling for network and so forth, back to back. But again, we move. That's a country where we have a lot of young people who don't even understand their own system, their own country, how things run. So whenever people come in, they just quietly come through and they move. But again, yes.
Can you imagine a country? Maybe I beg you, let me make a quick. Calling an emergency press conference to its people without the approval to tell them that they're bringing in a dangerous, renowned criminal that was rejected by almost all nations on earth. They welcome that person to accept that person in their house. Can you imagine that? Then they call emergency press conference for that. To tell you how much of a desperation and how much the government has nothing going on.
But I think the conference, I think our press conference came about maybe because of the news, because the news already came out, through the social media and so forth, battle about. So maybe because of that, they now want the news to just go like that way out. But I don't think the government even they do well when it comes to the entire agreement, even though because the government inform the people. One of the news had to come out before the government started to agree to say, oh yes, in fact, we and the US, we have some arrangements that indeed we're going to allow certain people to come in a country. I think that was wrong. By the time they got the arrangement finished, the first thing to do is for the press conference. But now to wait until when the news, start to talk about.
We're hearing that another country wants to take him because he's complaining that Liberia is poor or whatever it is. So another country might be.
Steve, go ahead. Oh, sorry, I thought you were done. Go ahead.
No more. Go ahead, please. No,
I just want to make a prediction on Alberto Garcia, right? If you look at that thing, if you really do some deep dive and really understand why it's playing here and the politics of it, they were dumping in Liberia, and Liberia use of immigration law to dump it in some other or Latin American country. But because America, I believe, is not capable of doing that directly, looking at all the countries that keep rejecting him, because he will look at the cultural aspect of it, right?
Ben, hold on, I'll put you through.
I'm a Latino who live in the third world African country. That's what I think will happen here. Because if they take over to Liberia and Liberia had to get rid of him, then it will not be implicated on the US part because all they know they deported him. So I just think it will be some temporary dumping spot before they can ship him somewhere else. That's my prediction, though. I'm just
let me tell Ben. Ben, go again, and thank you for joining us.
Yeah. So I'm in the street, so I'm not too loud. So my only problem with the whole thing, I agree with everything I said because I've been following us for a while now. My only problem here is that some of the perception about America, when you read the story at the end of it, by the way, this is from America, which is America first. But when you read at the end of the story where they talk about how Liberia it's kind of like good, These are the same country that gave us our report card about the justice system a few months ago. They told us how bad the justice system was. But no, flip on the eye, just 4 months, they telling us, oh, Liberia has a good justice system. Of course, no, they're lying to you. You know they're lying to you. But again, our people have to be wise. If the people who've been doing these things for
Well, I don't know, but Luis, hold on. Let me take Ben. Yes.
the people journalists and don't let that man to learn and make sure that everybody is saying, no, we have a
Yeah, get rid of that. I mean, got there where he's driving. I think.
Yeah, Ben. I think you are struggling. Yeah. So, Luis, you can call in. Sorry, because we're having a WhatsApp call up, so that's why we were getting you up the network. But yeah, Luis, good evening.
Never, I want to thank you, man.
Thank you too for joining us. Go ahead. You getting me? Hello? Hello, Luis? Wow, I think you got to call back. I don't know what's going on, but Luis, call back so that you can make your point right here on the Saturday edition of the Sktv show. Is indeed interesting. I know there are a lot of us who sometimes we just see these things that joke. Hello? Yeah, but Luis? Yeah, go ahead.
I think the lines, we're getting network problem. The lines here. My suspicion is on because I saw Sarah's Jans and Antonin Becklin. Instead of, how do they call it? Is the Secretary of State? Is he Antonin Becklin a monk?
Oh, Marco Rubio.
Marco Rubio. I think Marco Rubio, right?
Marco Rubio,
Blinken was on a body.
Yeah, and the commendation was too high. And then I said, but what sort of sudden commendation that is coming from both ends? My suspicion of the notorious guy given to Liberia, you know, the final decision, the final will be December of Mabel on the compact. I hope it is not an arrangement simply because of that 500 for the Millennium Challenge compact. But then I'm confused again because if you read the requirement of the challenge compact, it's very clear. You have to have a high mark in good governance. You have to have the system balance. You have to pass either 11 of the 20 indicators. But then that's what I meant because I said you have to have good governance. You have to have the corruption, and there are a lot of indicators that's very clear for the compact how to acquire this money. But when I saw that meeting and the commendation coming from the Secretary of State and the foreign minister, and there are too many commendations, my suspicion has been they want to give all the compact money, not on performance-based indicator, but on this kind of arrangement. I could be wrong, but that's my suspicion.
Yeah, thank you, Luis. Myself, I think, but Steve.
But don't forget, Luis, time and time again, even for the compact and the Millennium Challenge, sometimes we've been lobbying for it, not because of the performances. Because when you look at the reality on ground and somebody report, it can be totally the complete opposite. So it could be, your suspicion could be right. Something going on behind the scene, but in that, bro, we're not going to request for the information because the freedom of information otherwise is therefore.
Because they
won't bring it out.
I'll up to that because quite recently the foreign affairs minister also she was talking. In fact, I think they're already aware of our entire deal, like I just stated, but maybe they were waiting for time, maybe to tell the Liberian people before the news broke out. So maybe because I think you're aware and the government aware. But again, let a few calls quickly, then we cross over to you people. That's a society for us. Keep a calls coming 0770-203125. That's the number to call this evening and to have a say on all of the national issues. Because if you have all the people coming, it's good though. Someone will say, oh, but maybe you people want to travel, go. No, but it's not bad people traveling from another place to another. No. Well, as long as you have the kind of issues on you, then America should be able to take, care of you as one superpower and control everything. But Mark, I think let's go ahead because I think our network is very giving us problem. So Steve, I think we can continue.
Well, Melbourne, it is tied to the Millennium Challenge. It is, but I think it's at a total disadvantage of us. And let me say this: America does not do any kind of deal for free. America is not in your interest. America not going to negotiate in your interest. That's why I can hear you talking, America not do nothing for us. They have Firestone for all the years and they do nothing for us to benefit. America is not in your interest. And I stand with them. The foreign policy does not say you can't negotiate in your. How can America can negotiate in your interest?
No.
What are you talking about? Who told you that's how it works? That's how it looks like in the business or the international world. People don't care about you. They care about what they can benefit from you and better the lives of the citizens and the people. That's it. It's up to your lawmakers or your people to negotiate. So, Morgan, I don't know what you say about that. So, y'all don't blame.
No, you're 100% right on that. The U.S. does not go to a meeting to go and push your interest. It's up to you. That's why they are giving you option now. That's why they are telling you we got a whole different foreign policy. If you want to negotiate, you come on the table. If not, that's why some countries look at it and say, no, we don't want to be part of it. They look at the race factor. You will do your own individual assessment of your country and the security situation, your country, your immigration law before you can take it. That's why, like I said, even countries that are traditionally been taking deportees, for this particular guy, some of them pass over, like Ghana, like Uganda, Eswatini. They were the three countries that have been taking a lot of deportees. So the question is, this time around, why would they forego this particular deportee and all of a sudden, like brother had never been in the business in recent memory, we are on the table. So it means there's some negotiation that went on behind the scene. The only difference is on the Labyrinth side, we won't know what happened, but we already know what happened on this side. The federal judges wanted to get out of this country as quickly as possible. But the intricacies about his criminal act and his link to international terrorists, because even Alberto Garcia lawyers, they are fighting for his safety. They know that he's a high-risk criminal, that anywhere he goes, it could spark a chain reaction and people could go after him. That's why every country in Latin America and in Central America, where he's from, he himself refusing to go there. The question, as I said, why will a man single-handedly pick more than 20 countries he does not want to go to? Even countries that are neighbors to his own original country, because he knows the kind of activity he's engaged in. So the question is, why will a country like Bro be so interested in this guy? I guess if you get into the question, then you get closer to the answer, because that's just what Steve said. It's all about negotiation. It's all about the risks and people taking money at the end of the day to line their pocket. That's all. It cannot be nothing else. They are gambling, thinking that they can get $500 million, but the $500 million is still a probability because there are conditions you must meet so you can get screwed at $500 million. I don't think it's a guarantee. No, it's not a guarantee. Those conditions must be met, and who knows? Maybe Joseph Boga got play on the negotiating table. Because I know the $500 million is not 100% guaranteed. That one I can tell you for sure.
But more interestingly, who will be responsible for the man's security when he comes to Liberia? 1, 2, who will take care of him while he's there? And the man will be rooming the city free. It's not like he coming as a refugee, he will be put in a camp, or he will have security, or he will be put somewhere. The man is rooming the country. In America, right now, he's not rooming the street free. He's in prison. That's
why the government weighed that option before taking him. Maybe it's part of the deal. And this man is not getting a regular deportee. This man will be getting regular stuff. So it means the government will be providing security for him. That's why they saw that money. Said, no, it's too good to be true. We might as well take it. So he's not coming to be some broke deportee who just came back with nothing. No, he will be getting his regular stopping because it's part of the deal. And the government will, because the Liberian government signed that they will guarantee his security. So that man might be having the same security detail, like maybe like Joseph Boga said.
Can you imagine? Can you just imagine for a second? Can you just imagine for a second?
Oh, God.
Can you imagine an international
when we get
to the social part, yes, we're just talking about the national security part of it. Because the social part, I see Labrin getting someone celebrating.
Oh, they're celebrating already.
They're being made to them. Someone is saying the men are Odugu, the men are what they call. So I don't understand what kind of country. But I guess Joseph Boga decided to rescue the women. So, but why don't Joseph Boga speak to get someone who hardcore criminal lady there in the country to send it to Labrador too? Because some of our men are hustling. I mean, the balance is
they're coming home broke. They ain't coming with guaranteed income.
Yeah, so some will talk about the man coming as a player.
Well, for me to just add to what Mon was saying, for me in the entire thing right now, I'm feeling sorry for a few countries here in West Africa, especially those following countries with Liberia, because look, we already struggling already how to even target our security network, how to even control it. You bring one person, like for example, that you have to be paying in every time, and most of our brothers already who go on call, some of them they have nothing to do. They're already waiting already to even do anything. So you have to be careful. For me, I'm mostly interested in the security because if care is not taken, we don't know yet as to whether they may come on the 31st because they said on the 31st of, I think, October, right?
October, yeah. You got 6 more days to be where you got balling.
Well, maybe when you're asking me, I think October, you in the project that you should be worried, he's leaving us here, so we're not worried again.
Maybe you might let us see that man Calabar, but we have done that money, I know be balling with you.
Seriously?
Yeah, next weekend, man. Next week Saturday, the 4th, the man will be there.
The networking system also, that is, they have internet because these people they know internet, they know how to communicate, they know how to use the network. For me, if everything goes well, that's it. But again, I think the issue of our leaders always been afraid to even look at US and tell them that no, I think the other one is not in our interest. I can't do this because we are on him now. Let's be frank. Even if the man will want to do another thing to you, the only thing that should be is between you and your people. As long as your people they are happy with you, definitely everything will be okay. But because most of our leaders, the way they can treat their own people, so by the time America even maybe job before they even talk, our leaders can start trembling already. And that's how we're looking. Because most of them they take the money from here and carry to America to buy homes. So the American people they know all their secrets, they want to say everything about them. So my brother, we just inside man. That's just manage.
No, for those of you who think the US will provide security for him in America, in Liberia.
No,
they're not true. The US is not going to do it. If you listen, first of all, the man coming to Liberia as a free man. The man get equal rights as you guys, as Liberians. Just so you know. So that means the man can take your woman from here, you can do nothing about it. Or can you imagine an international criminal can't take a woman for you? Not only that, the man can recruit Zogo there and get them new cutlasses for them to be cutting people and killing people.
And Steve, so when the man come here, our government, like for example, so if a man commit crime, the government will not jail or the job because if you jail, you're in trouble.
I mean, the men are fugitive, man. Anything like humanitarian
law and your law to prosecute him, but the fact is he off the American reader and he already done me with you. So, like I said,
American nothing to do again.
He got nothing to do with him and everything left for you.
But not only that, here's the thing. Here's to that question I may ask. The man honor him according to your government. They've started to get a man humanitarian status. So when a man do anything bad, maybe that trauma or whatever they will just forgive him because he on humanitarian status. And you're going to forgive him in that country, and you're going to live it with God. So I hope he can come and encourage him. And when he definitely hit the ground, he will network a man and they will come there and they will probably establish a base there. That I can tell you. Wherever you will be, he will negotiate for a man to come there. Because the man is a free man. So it's easy. You have security, you have people, your immigration people will get what they get in
what are the men? What else my men? The answer entering already. Who know them?
Man, the men already know the man schedule to be the man for the
match. We don't even know how they look. We don't even know their colors. We don't know nothing.
And you know what made a man case unique since 2013? Anytime they try to deport him when they want to offer another country, he and a lawyer can refuse that country. They can look at the country and do their own background check where they can refuse. His own case is yet different. It's not like a regular deportee. This guy case is very special. It's not a regular man. So this man, to come to Liberia, he come with, like I said, he will have security and he will be getting some good stopping in terms of maintaining him economically. So for the young guy in Liberia, I said, y'all will be seeing that man, but before we after
Joseph Boaga waiting for the young guy and Joseph Boaga waiting for you bringing Odugu for you. That the only rescue I stand with the papa on. The papa bringing men for you who been praying. You who been praying to God to get men to marry. The man willing to take more than one woman. The man is open. They bringing men for you.
I mean, I want question somebody just said, why do I can test on?
That the whole thing, yeah, man.
No, but the thing about it, one stand up in the idiot town, then one stand up in the idiot town will decide on his starter whether he'll be deported or not. Then we can look into it. For now,
from our brother Garcia,
we can take the man. We can take one person. I think it'll be easy. Then to can take. Oh, the real old story.
Our own brother from Guinea, we are taking the man from way El Salvador. Mommy, I see you, man. Take care.
So folks, the only thing I'm happy for is Joseph Boaga went and recruited a criminal to come and give to. Joseph Boaga rescued the Liberian women. Your prayers have been answered. No, maybe on the positive side of the whole thing. Your prayers have been answered. Nobody did that story, man. The guy is married. Forget about that marriage story, man. You married, not married. What didn't happen there? Leave that story. Leave that thing.
The man woman filed restraining all of him. She was the one that even put the man trouble recently talking about the man married.
We married. But in fact, the marriage said, what didn't get hold in Liberia? Leave that story. You on the ground by a different level. Forget that thing. Pastor didn't say can marry you more than 1 or 2, 3. In fact, the kind of men said that will be married men in Liberia. You people. What are you talking? That you can enjoy. Bad people saying that while they whole left put together that's what it will be. Leave that thing. Leave that story.
Why you calling me here?
No, I didn't say the man.
I'm going to open a party. I'm going to party. Me, I want to see.
We party. The political party.
Yeah, the men are coming. They're going to open.
Yeah, but the men are open a political party. If what I mean, if they let Dr. Cassette can Steve Monica open political party, I saw you running there. We won't pay them. They won't get mines minister, less than mine minister right now. Not less than mine minister. No, not agriculture. I think so. Lands and Mines. He's a minister there now. And he was the chairman
He was the former chairman, yeah.
But guess what? Can you imagine Dr. Cassette, who was a criminal, fire him, let women pay go, Joseph Barapi, or a main minister, to tell you the whole government as a criminal government? Eugene Fagon, funny thing. I see Eugene Fagon reading funny thing. How you they want in that one? Let me say this to Eugene Fagon. At this point, let me tell you something, Eugene Fagon. We don't take you seriously. We don't know if you're sick or not. We don't take you seriously because the time you are sick, you say the poison you were, I don't know whatever they're doing, CDC time. Like they see no, you started to fire you, they come and fire you again. You ready again. You ready again. They see no, you started with CDC. You not start again. Your own 11 government can be 2 years or 2 years and a half. You started the same noise where you were sick, ain't take too long, Joe, we'll fire you. Joseph Boaga can fire you. But I think why hear you writing a scene. Just I hear you writing with Thomas Sankara, the other person fought, and you do nothing. You are corrupt. You Eugene Fagon, you now see what man. You follow corrupt people. So yeah, you can be talking about you fought for what? What you fought for? Eugene Fagon, what you fought for? What did you fought for, you Eugene Fagon? You not fought for nothing. You just been from one corrupt government to another, for supporting one criminal to another. You supported Joseph Boaga, you supported Joe Weah. Joe Weah fire you. Then guess what? You were Joseph Boaga now. From what we are hearing, they're about to let you go because you're too much of a liability. you too much of a liability. You are not a serious man. So guess what? They come and let you go too. So you acting like you sick. You ready funny thing. My brother, we don't care. We don't care. Nobody force you to take government job. We don't care. Like you go take it. You go take government job. So whatever you going through it on you, we don't care. We do not care. We the public, we don't care. But folks, to the Liberian women, I want to say, y'all please enjoy the new men that they're bringing. You'll be there on the 31st by the grace of God. They're bringing men for y'all. They're bringing men for the Liberian women there. They're bringing men for y'all. Public service announcement. Y'all been praying God for men. Finally, God answer your prayer. Joseph Boaga rescue y'all with one MS-13 gang member. They're bringing a gang member for y'all. Y'all decide how y'all want to divide him. Y'all want to be 5-10 on your weekend. God answer your prayer. Those of you who been looking for men like that, we're announcing it to you. Remember, when you see the men next weekend in the Calabash, let the men know, say, we already made an announcement. We made a publicity free of charge. So, Joseph Boaga will say on your folks. That is there.
Good night. Good night.
Tomorrow, Real Madrid. Tomorrow, Real Madrid and Barcelona playing, right? No ball on the sports side. But how you get? I heard say the BL today.
The twins are sick.
My man, hold on, wait a minute, wait.
What's the mistake? Is it me to do a second show?
My man, slow down. Let me ask you now. Like, the problem with you, Melbourne, did you guys get whipped today? Melbourne?
Yeah, yes, 2-1.
Where did it be? Or where did be? You're playing? Where you're playing? Who?
We play whom, my dear?
So the beginning came into the Stamford Bridge.
Yes.
Oh, wait. You're on a problem too much. Wait. The beginning came to Stamford Bridge and be your in Stamford Bridge.
Mm-hmm.
And he said wearing blue shirt passing around.
I mean, good night, oh my dear brother, Chairman. Good night, man.
Wait, I'm working with you.
Yeah, I had to go and do some refresher.
My man, I'm working with you now. Before you go now, no ball. Mama, one thing when you insult it, I wanted to know. Don't do
it. And that's the beauty of the game. Let me tell you today. That's why, for us, we don't have issues with any kind of game and so forth. Yeah, they're going to, don't mind, Steve. Hello, Mama, how you doing?
So my people, published an announcement. Joseph Boga rescued the Liberian women. Okay. He accepted MS-13 game memo. So they bring men for you. You've been praying for men. Finally, you're coming to get men now. You're getting no criminal who is a man. And from what we are hearing, Stand on water spoon will be on the list. So they start working on government. I saw criminal then. Soon the government, soon American government, you know, then will done in Labrador. And what we'll be doing now, we'll stand on the list to come. So when you see Joseph Boga doing announcement at the Ministry of Information for Stanton, you please accept Stanton. Stanton, your own brother, we're working on your paperwork for him to come. Maybe that is there, my brother. We'll talk after the show.
Wonderful. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Chairman, and good night from our end here. See you on Monday by the grace of God. Thanks to all of our followers, our well-wishers, those of you who always burning your batteries and all your data. Thank you so much for always following the Sktv show. Best thing to do is love Liberia, think Liberia, and build Liberia. Good night. From our end, we see Deconti. Yeah, Deconti Ja, thank you. But yeah, but I said I said they beat us 2-1. I even called the score. So I don't know why you have issues. For me, I have no issue. It's okay. That's the beauty of the game. So you always, either you win today, you lose, or you draw, and so forth, right? Yeah, man, you win almost 3 games down your row to tell you that it's not easy in their life. You know, every time people be sad. Someday too, what people do, I'll be happy. But good night, people. We'll see you on Monday. Please be careful. Be good, be prayerful, and think about Liberia. Thank you and good night.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We touch it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the club. Monitor people who waiting to sell. Blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The brothers giving us here, the parents from there. The welcome and life without care.
I live
Master.
Cleverly, so I can't Sktv-Lib. Say my journey, Tina can say my jamo. And he's no money, and more and you love
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I don't get it now ya to money. That's the baby, and I don't get it now. Cause you walk on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandpa.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking for podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and I'm part of the club. Qualified people who waiting to serve. The flesh, the time and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving are real and I promise my best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside, River G to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Montserrat, to San to Backwalu, from Maryland, Bonkan to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.